Hello, everybody. This is Carmelo and Sasha from Arcanum Ventures back with another 10-minute investor eye test. And this week, we're pretty excited to be looking into soon. It's the Ethereum Layer 2 using the Solana virtual machine that will apparently allow you to make your very own Solana. So that sounds like a bold promise. Sasha, what do you think about that?
I'm not really sure what that means, but it sounds big. They look like big words. I think I'm always a fan of kind of like interoperability protocols, being able to build, let's say, network layers on top of like base layers for higher throughput, cheaper transactions, more efficient settlement. So if that's what this is, then I'm pretty excited. I know there's been a lot of buzz around Solana, particularly in the past year, around meme coins, and so there's a lot of people on Solana now. Maybe they're interested in accessing like the benefits of that chain on other blockchains like Ethereum, which I think is still quite slow and expensive.
Yeah, it begs the question though: are people interested in Solana network itself because that's where all the liquidity and the activity is, or do they actually like the tech and the high throughput and the speed, or maybe they like a combination of the both? So it could be a good answer. So I guess we're gonna dive into that and see why they even need a token for this. I think it's a layer 2 on Ethereum, so it's gonna have its own mainnet. So it could be a gas token, following a similar model to Solana.
Yeah, I wonder what that token is going to do, but that's our goal. And for those that are unfamiliar with the eye test, we take 10 short minutes to take a look at this project and determine if it's something that we would consider investing in or something that we would not, because we've seen too many red flags. And make sure you stick around until the end where we give our verdicts. But spoiler alert, I think there's been only one project ever that we've said yes, we would invest into after 10 minutes. So make sure you do your own due diligence. But yeah, if you're ready, I'll go ahead and start the clock and we'll dive into soon.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, 10 minutes on the clock starting right meow. Okay, and for soon, we've got crypto rank up, and crypto rank, as all of our viewers know, is what we use typically to look at some upcoming token launches. We've got the token launch slated for the 28th of February, just a couple days. Um, and right now, I'm seeing this ridiculous number, plus 25 funds and backers.
Yeah.
Oof.
So I got again some wonky ratings for these tiered ratings. I don't know how if I agree, but Hack VC, Hypersphere, ArcStream, MH Ventures, ABCDE, and then I think you made a point offline that they have like an absurd amount of angel investors, and
Yeah.
all of these investors are pretty big names in the industry, like co-founder of Manta Network. We got the co-founder of Solana himself. We got the co-founder of Caldera. So we got some big names on there, and obviously smart people backing it. So that's a maybe a green flag. Like you got a lot of builders invested in this themselves.
Yeah, it makes you wonder why a lot of these infrastructure providers and developers and founders are investing in this. And that's, I would say, it's a huge green flag, right? Because maybe there's some technology here in what Soon is doing that can either improve their companies or they determine that it's promising enough to hedge their bets in the industry by
Yep.
backing.
It says
But
they raised $38 million, which is pretty high. I think following I don't know, the meta of raising so much or too much money, but maybe they need it, maybe they don't. I don't know.
we'll check it out. According to CryptoRank, and again, we don't know how accurate these numbers are because they're self-reported a lot of times. But they raised 22 million in undisclosed rounds from all the investors that we talked about before, and then the IDO is slated to raise 38 million, and there's no
Whoa.
information on the IDO.
So they're gonna that's wild. $38
Yeah,
million dollar public sale.
I don't know how that's going to go, but 38 million, like I don't even think we see those numbers on like CoinList for ICOs, right? And CoinList
This
is
might
like
be you think it's like a new egalitarian launch strategy? Like that's almost no, more than double. No, almost double the funding rounds from like VCs and private. And I don't know how much demand they think they have, but mm, maybe all the people from Solana that are degens looking for the next big thing are going to come over and buy this.
I mean, it begs the question, like if there's enough liquidity there to fill that fundraise, and how are they going to do that on the public stage? We would have to look at their community and dive deeper into some other metrics on their socials and see like who's talking about this. But this is a new project for me. I haven't seen anything around soon. I don't
Yep.
know how they're going to try and raise 38 million publicly.
Yeah, because
Hmm.
we've touched on this before, but you still need people to sell to after the launch. You know, like you need people to buy the bag, so to speak, or else it's not a successful launch for most pre-investors.
Yeah, or maybe they're thinking long term, which would be nice, a nice change in this environment of rug pulls and meme coins.
Yep, we need more of that.
Well, let's dive into the website. I've got boom, this very, very red website up here. And apparently, the Soon ecosystem Big Bang Season 1 is now live. Whatever that means.
Yeah, it's actually a weird design choice to have so much red on a website because like psychologically, red is a prohibitive color. So just a little design tip there. But I guess that's their
Danger where love
branding,
is
and
in.
yeah, like when I see it, I see like a lot of don't go here, don't proceed.
Let's
And
look
it looks
at.
like they're doing an airdrop or some. Anytime I see season, I think they're dropping huge rewards to people. So they probably have like pretty massive marketing presence on, social media, and that happens when you pay people, when you drop tokens to people just for helping share your message, which is an effective way to build community and grow your presence and ostensibly to attract some of these big investors they have on their cap table.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, that's most likely the initiative here. You want to get a lot of people interested in creating a liquid market for this digital asset after it launches, because I would argue that the majority of people that they're trying to attract with this type of marketing campaign, they're not going to be product users. Maybe they don't care so much about like this infrastructure that's building like a Solana-esque layer on top of Ethereum or something else. But I do see, discover soon, earn points, and share the soon reward pool. So I would assume that you can earn points and maybe tokens by bridging liquidity, like the call to action in their last on their homepage.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting branding.
Did they steal the minions from Minions or Squid
Maybe
Games?
I don't know if they're like red blood cells or what.
I thought they were minions, red minions.
Interesting. They have tasks for, again, like I said, bridging liquidity.
TVL, yep.
Oh, Hyperlane. We just talked about that company.
Yeah, last week.
Well, this is interesting, but they all these are all zeros, so it looks like no one's participating in their tasks. Or maybe that's for me. But yeah, we still got to figure out what Soon is about and what the more importantly what the token's about, right?
Yeah, so got some pretty impressive numbers right there. 30K transactions per second. So those are Solana numbers. 50 MS, sub 1 cent transaction fees. All good things you want to hear if you're operating on an EVM tech stack and on a layer 2 over Ethereum. So that's pretty encouraging. And it's a way to combine two of our favorite technologies, I guess.
Yeah. They've got some publications on Cointelegraph and the blog, hopefully kind of illuminating more about what they're doing and what they're building. And they've got what they're referring to as the super adoption stack. So the ultimate SVM stack, for those of you that don't know, Solana virtual machine, launch your own Solana, fully interoperable blockchain system. And you can launch apparently a Solana-esque layer on Ethereum, maybe even Telegram or Taunt.
Yeah, I think it connects with all these things, but you can launch your own, maybe layer 3, like a roll up on top of their network, on top of Ethereum, which is pretty interesting.
Look at this guy, man. Their branding is kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused by the branding.
Decoupled SVM. So Soon pioneered the decoupled framework, which enables the seamless deployment of rollups on non-Solana ecosystems. So, like we talked about, you launched like maybe a roll-up layer that has all the benefits of Solana on a less efficient network.
Yep.
They've got Ethereum here as an example. Merkleization. Never heard that word before. Used as like a is that an adverb?
Noun.
It's a
Yeah, it's
noun.
like from Merkle trees.
Mm-hmm. And they've got
Does
a
it say
blog.
anything? Anything about the token itself, though? Because that's always like, I think we've been on a hot streak lately of seeing really interesting ideas that we'd like to explore and probe further, but they either don't say anything about the token or the token doesn't make any sense and maybe isn't necessary. Like we know some impressive companies building layers like middle layers or SaaS in Web3 that don't necessarily have a token, and they tend to do quite well.
Hmm. Haven't seen anything about the token besides earn rewards for bridging capital. But like, here's the the layout of all their partners,
Hmm.
backers, and advisors potentially. And so, like you said, Alt Layer, Celestia, Solana Foundation, Solana Labs, Wormhole, Caldera, Coinbase Ventures, ETH Global,
Step in.
Manta Network, Steppen for some reason. But yeah, that's really impressive. We still have to figure out what the hell the token does.
Yeah.
So let's check out the docs. Um, Hopefully, there's some information on what Soon token does. If not, hopefully it comes soon. But
I mean, we could venture a guess that it's like going to operate like most layer two tokens, right? Like Arbitrum or Optimism or Base. Actually, no, Base doesn't have its own token.
well, you would hope like if this infrastructure is something that like is what a true rollup might look like, then maybe it's used for the consensus mechanism. It's used for packaging and batching and settlement of transactions.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I don't see anything particularly around the token, which is a
And they're
shame.
raising $60 million against it, so that's a
Oof.
little bit surprising to see such a lack of information about what that token will do in the ecosystem.
Yeah, let me search for token here. Can you oh, they have an AI. Can you tell me about the token? This is interesting.
That's a great feature.
Yeah. But this has nothing to do with the Soon token. Well, let's see if there's anything else regarding the token. Uh, I don't see anything, and that's our time. That was a quick 10 minutes. But that's a shame, maybe even the ticker.
Is it Soon or Sue?
It's got to be soon because that's what they had in their on their airdrop page. But yeah, there's no
Huh.
information actually readily available or obviously available here around the token. And that's a shame because I was hoping to see some technical stuff. Usually, when you have a blockchain rollup or like an infrastructure layer like this, and you're raising that much money, um, and especially they're trying to raise that much money from a public audience, you would want these audience members to know what the use case is around the token and why they would want to buy it, and maybe paint a picture of some sort of return coming their way for buying and holding the token because this product might gain a lot of use. So
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately we didn't see that.
Yeah, it's. I'm wondering if it's like a new way of doing it. Like it seems people are more cryptic, or companies are more cryptic about how they show their token and raise against it now. Like not saying anything about it, being very cryptic, and maybe hoping that everything else dazzles them enough where you'll just throw their money at them anyways.
Well, like that's what we saw around the beginning of the meme coin hype cycle, and we were very, very big advocates against that. So I'm not a big fan of using that strategy, especially if you're trying to sell an asset and then you're just, creating more speculation behind it. Maybe legally it's more compliant because they're not
Yeah.
promising anything, but it's disappointing to see. Well, let's dive into our verdicts. And before we
Well,
do, I want to remind everyone, if you're enjoying this content, make sure you like, throw us a subscribe, follow us. We've got more fun content coming out, some more Boom Room interviews, and especially more Twitter Spaces or X Spaces. So throw us a follow, and if there's a project that you guys are interested in us diving into, make sure you leave a comment below. Carmelo, would you like to start? Would you like me to start?
yeah, I wanted to cheat real quick because like I know this will influence your take on it, but I cheated a little bit and I found some Soon utilities in a random Medium article. So not on their actual page, but it says Soon utilities governance Soon holders have the right to vote on critical decisions within the Soon mainnet and Soon chains created using the Soon stack. Native asset of the Soon ecosystem. Incentives for builders and ecosystem growth. Soon will serve as an incentive token for developers, builders, and ecosystem projects, encouraging innovation and ecosystem participation. Builders can earn Soon for creating infrastructure and decentralized apps or tools that enhance the functionality of all Soon chains. And then they have staking. So yeah, nothing too mind-blowing there. And it says 51% of tokens are allocated to the community. So almost over half of all tokens. So those are interesting things to weigh in.
I don't know what to take of that, because I don't think the token fits in any way technically with the infrastructure then, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can make an argument that I always call it the stablecoin test. And if you could replace your token with a stablecoin, like, all right, if you could give out rewards in a stablecoin instead, like, thanks for helping develop our ecosystem, here's some money. Governance, yeah, I don't know how useful that is for both the Soon chain and the layer 3s using as their governance token, when they probably will want to have their own token anyways. So governance is pretty flimsy, as you can see in the last article we put out on governance as well. It's a very flimsy use case. And staking, I didn't have the heart to keep reading for staking. I don't know. If it's for liquidity, maybe. Not single-sided staking. I hope that's dead and gone and buried from last cycle. But yeah, all right. I guess I'll go first. I love the idea. Big thumbs up for the idea. It's super cool. I would definitely take some more time to dive into it, because I love hearing about new things like this. I think we covered like Neon before that was maybe like more of a bridge between Solana and EVM, SVM and EVM. And I like that in theory too, but I don't know how well the token did. And I guess that's a general theme that we've been seeing lately is great idea, either nonsense token or not enough information token. So it's making our jobs as investors pretty difficult. Separating the idea in the core company idea from the actual token. Is it an adequate representation of what they're doing? And is it going to accrue value based off of the economic activity and how well it performs? So I think I'm a little bit scared off by that token utility, but crypto doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So maybe the token does well just because the idea is that great. The marketing is that great. They're appealing to Solana people. They're on EVM. So it's a nice way to marry these two ecosystems together theoretically. And you and I are also big believers in sort of this private enterprise blockchains, like blockchain as a service. I think every company in the future and every bank and every small company that manages their own in-house communications and finances, they're going to have their own blockchain. So this might be tremendously useful. I don't know if they're going to want to deal with governance tokens or anything, but the idea in itself is cool. So I'll give it a thumbs up.
Oh, interesting. Those are some interesting takes. I think I agree with a lot of what you said as well, as usual. So I think based on what they're describing for the technological aspects of the protocol, like I like that a lot. I think that there's a lot of use to this. The idea of a lot of small companies, businesses, and organizations having their own blockchain or having some sort of like application chain or side chain to facilitate like in-house transactions or record keeping or auditing or data storage, like that's definitely what the future of blockchain looks like in my mind. And so this might be a build it for the future type of infrastructure play. I like it, and I think it will do quite well. And just based off of the backers, like that is a testament to the fact that maybe they have something pretty good here. You're talking about like Solana Foundation, Matt from Caldera. A lot of companies that are big names right now in the world of blockchain infrastructure are backing this. And that should show you that there's something serious here as far as either demand or technology or both. So just alone, with considering that, I'm definitely interested in what they're doing, and I want to learn more. But you're right. Yep. Around the token, besides governance, which is again some lazy utility that you can slap on anything and call it a day, unfortunately, because it's hard to argue against it. The token doesn't need to exist. Like you can pay out incentives to ecosystem builders or whatever through money or hard currencies, like grant programs that every other blockchain has. So there's very little real token utility here, and I would be surprised if they did raise that much money on a public launch against the token. stranger things have happened in crypto for sure. But I'm not very, very bullish on the token itself as an investment vehicle. I wouldn't consider investing in the token, but I like what the company's doing, and I definitely like the board of advisors and the cap table. So I'm conflicted. Maybe one thumb sideways for me.
Maybe like 40. What is that? 45? No, it's not a 45
Yeah,
degree
45.
angle.
Yeah, 45, maybe 60.
The first non sideways or up thumb. I don't know what to
Diagonally
call
up.
that. Yeah, diagonal thumb.
Yeah. This is confused optimism, I guess. That's what you might call it.
Yeah, that sounds like the entire crypto space. Maybe we're trending towards confused nihilism. I don't know.
Oh, goodness.
So I guess that is another 10-minute eye test in the books. And as Sasha mentioned, if you could like and subscribe and support us, show some love or some hate, you could roast us in the comments and tell us what we're wrong about. And we're not affiliated with the Sue Network at all, as you could probably tell by this video. But best of luck with the launch. We're excited to see how it goes. We're rooting for anybody to kind of uplift crypto right now because we need a win. We need a big win. So thanks for tuning in, and we hope to see you next week for another 10-minute investor eye test. And have a good day, everybody.
Ciao, y'all.